Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
We haven't seen you for a long time,
Yeah,
about
yeah,
few weeks.
yeah. 2 weeks. That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time, my
That's a lot
guys.
of time.
Things happen. Things happen.
Things happen.
And welcome to the Opinion Outlaws. If you don't know us, then what can we do? I cannot make you know everybody. But who we are two younglings, and basically our motto is simple. You only sin. I cannot now speak.
You cannot speak.
God damn it.
Do you want me to say it?
Actually, you say it. I will shut the hell up this time.
Then shut the hell up. All right. You're quiet now. Oh, all right. No. So here we have this motto. We come up with this thing because there's a lot of things are told that you cannot say that. So we want to have this space, this platform where you can say whatever you need to say, if it's in the right, if it's coming from the right place. And motto is this: the only thing you cannot say is that you cannot say that.
And if you don't understand, then that you are a retard.
Yes,
Simple as that.
go away, fuck off.
We don't need those.
All right.
Great.
So let's
But
move on.
as you can see, Opinion Outlaws don't give a shit
Oh yeah,
about the political bullshit and
yeah,
all these right and left and all this. We want to talk about things that we want to talk about.
exactly.
And because we want to talk about things that we want to talk about, we can talk very stupid things,
Oh yeah,
stupid conversations, but usually we try to defer that and make it make sense.
yeah, exactly.
The last episode we had a guest, and we have to thank him because he gave us great advice, great liners, great insight of how things can actually work, how
Mm,
things can actually do,
mm,
and it was a great thing. And we always are open to the possibility if you have something to actually say, if you have something to actually believe in, and if you have actual and true purpose of telling things, then you're welcome as always. And of course, it doesn't mean that I'll have to agree with you, and it doesn't mean that you have to agree
yeah,
with me or
yeah,
with Puru.
yeah. We're not here to tell you what you need to think because
Exactly.
we are here to hear what you want to think, and we are here to understand, not to change your thinking.
Yeah.
Because why? What the hell why would anyone need to think in a way as we want him to? Because that's exactly what the opposite is most likely waiting. They want that to happen.
Yeah.
But we're not to here to tell you, okay, you cannot say that, you cannot think that, because then what is the point?
It defeats the purpose of this
Yeah,
place.
exactly.
And don't get me wrong, we disagree with Puri.
Oh yeah,
We disagree on things,
a lot of things.
but it doesn't mean that we cannot sit and
Mm,
argue about, not
yeah.
argue like in a bad way, but argue like, hey, what about this? What about that? And we come to the conclusion, for example, that both we disagree on things that we
Mm,
agree.
mm,
Simple as that.
exactly. And that's the richness to have
Exactly.
something that isn't that much appreciated in nowadays culture.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad.
Mm.
But one thing to another, today's topics are segue to the last episode. And all I want to say is that if you haven't watched the last episode, I highly recommend, because of the fact that it has so many things that you can learn from. I learned something.
Mm,
I It was interesting because I know that person for so long.
mm,
We basically are 20 years into making. We know each other so well, but and we are young. Like I'm not 30 years old. I'm younger than that. I'm very
mm,
younger than that. And we have known each other so long, but I still learned something from him, which I didn't expect. So
mm. What do you think? What was the main takeaway from that session last time?
the main takeaway was the inside of a relationship,
Mm,
how it is, because
okay.
uh, I've been in in those relationships, like they are not serious.
Mm,
You can call them a relationship, but they are not serious. Like you don't actually take that person seriously
mm,
because you know
mm,
that
mm,
you will not go with them
mm,
in the distance. And I believe so that if you want to actually date them or be with them or be in a relationship, I believe that if you want to actually be in a relationship, you have also the purpose and the reason that you want to be together in the long run.
mm. I see.
Not
So you mean basically half-assed relationships?
Yeah, half-ass, and those I don't count.
Yeah.
Like you can call them relationship
Yeah.
because you cannot call they are friends. You don't do
No.
those things to
No.
friends. And I'm a virgin, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the main takeaway for me was the core values
Mm,
and the like the minor
mm,
values, those things, and then how much he had uh, went from, because the moment he got into a relationship, he started to a little bit take off, and there was a point where we two didn't talk so much because of the fact that he had different life, I had different life.
mm,
And then for some God-given reason, we got back together and we saw that, okay, we have changed so much
mm,
and we appreciate the work and respect that we have for each other. Now, uh, because I haven't seen that change in actual presence, I saw that change that moment. And it was amazing to see, for example, those value thing and those that you learn something from yourself when you're in a relationship. Like you don't know it yet, but when you are in that, you understand something about yourself that you couldn't understand when you were, single or just having fun.
mm.
So
Yeah.
those were my main takeaways. But what about you?
Oh, I've. Huh. Hmm. Main takeaway that conversation was there was so much to cover.
Yeah,
But I guess the almost the first thing that comes to my mind that there's actually a separation between accountability and responsibility. And I had my own opinion about it, but it was interesting at the same time to hear that different perspective. Okay, that you see there's difference between accountability and responsibility.
yes, sir.
That was my main takeaway to have that conversation about it. That was the first time I heard the accountability and responsibility can be two separate things.
Mm,
And yeah, if I remember correctly, that was the kind of responsibility was the moment before something had occurred, and accountability was after, right?
yeah,
And you had your own background, own experiences,
yeah,
which had caused that. I think that was the most memorable thing that we
yeah,
were discussing in that right in the beginning of the
yeah.
interview. Yeah, I think that was the main takeaway.
Got you,
Yeah.
got you. And because of that conversation, like, yeah, we differed a little bit, but we still stayed in that
Mm,
triangle that we
mm,
were talking about: the
mm.
relationship, accountability, responsibility, and the health,
Yeah,
and all of that.
yeah, yeah.
And today's topic, we are getting into more in that responsibility and
Oh yeah,
accountability thing,
oh yeah.
and more personalized.
Mm,
It's not like in general thing, but it's more of a personal thing, that how does it look and how does it feel? How does it
mm,
benefit you or not benefit you?
mm.
All these things.
Oh yeah. So what do you think? How important it is today that we discuss this topic, and why do you find it important to talk about this today?
I found it extremely important, and unfortunately, I've seen a lot of back paddling on this, especially in the last 10 years.
Mm,
I've seen a lot of back paddling because uh, they're the only reason why responsibility is so important is because when something is to be fault, you can find a flaw to fault. So, for example, if you have done something,
mm,
good or bad, that was your fault, good or bad.
mm,
So therefore, we can point fingers and say, okay, this is the guy who did it.
mm.
That's why that is the most crucial thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
now, as a man, as a young man especially, uh, you have to take extreme responsibility and accountability about your life and also about your family and friends.
Mm.
Not in a way that they are childs, but in a way, uh, the family aspect is in a way that if something happens in that family, you are the man whom they can come to and cry about it and tell the problems and be there for them.
Mm.
It doesn't even actually need to be that you are knowledgeable about it.
Oh yeah.
Just the presence of a man over there, the actual man that they can trust, it's enough for so many women and child, even for other men.
Mm.
And then uh, man,
Oh, all
I
right.
will smack myself
No worries, no worries. Go on,
if
go on.
it goes on. Uh,
All right.
uh, uh,
All right. All right. All right.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's
And the second thing is that as a man, I have to take responsibility because it's my
inherent,
inherent
or is it inherent?
where, yeah. Well,
Anyways,
you
whatever.
you can understand.
You
It's
guess
from
right.
inside thing that you have to take responsibility because you are born as a man. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, women don't have this inherited. They learn it and they can fix it and they can become responsible. But inherently, like in deepest in their heart, they are not usually the one who are ready to take responsibility, full responsibility.
Mm.
And it's okay. And that's how I actually want it to be.
Mm.
Because I can tell you a story about this now. I have been
Right.
rambling, but
Mm.
we had a group project that we put on random groups.
Oh yeah, in the spring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in was it? Yeah, in the spring.
In the
Yeah,
spring
in the
around.
spring,
Yeah.
2023,
Oh, exactly.
this year. And we would put in a random groups, and I found myself with three ladies. They are about the same age as me, and I found out that that group worked out the best because of the fact that I was the only man, and I was the only man who took responsibility of everything that happened in that group.
Mm.
Every project that we did, everything that we had to do, I took responsibility. So if I took responsibility, the ladies over there were free to do their job.
Mm.
They didn't need to think about that. Hey, what about this? What about that? What about this?
Mm.
What about that? Don't get me wrong. I was always working. Like I was like a big brother there. Like I showed the case, I showed the
Mm.
example. If they had something problems, they came to
Mm.
me. I took responsibility. If our group got blasted, which didn't happen, but if our group got blasted for something, I took the blame.
Mm.
I took the actual blame. I didn't blame them. I took the blame. And then in our group, I would tell them, okay, this is what happened.
Mm.
But when the results came, we got the five, like
Yeah.
the best number we can possibly have.
Mm. And I'm not surprised at all.
You get what I'm saying? Because of the dynamic that we had set.
Mm.
And that is, for example, the thing that again, the thing that I want to showcase that as a man, when you take responsibility, even women want to be in that environment
Mm.
and they can actually provide the best results.
Yeah, and they let you take that full responsibility.
Yeah, yeah, they don't want it to take it from you, but if they don't trust you, then they will take you
Yeah.
because that's inherited. That's how it actually is. The nature is like that.
Mm.
But what about you? The responsibility thing, and you asked me about
Like
how
what,
important,
how important it is and why it is important.
and the
Yeah.
same question now is to you.
Well, I want to start with this story. It was 2020. I was actually playing in a band. Uh,
Watch out, ladies, watch out. He's in a band, boy.
not anymore.
He will break your heart.
Oh, you will hear the story and you will know it. Well, it's not a band anymore. But anyways, 2020, we were getting ready, preparing for a recording session. No, I don't even remember how many time it was because we had been running this circle of, oh, we need to record this. Then we lost a singer. And, oh, we need to record the songs without a singer. And all this ridiculous bullshit that was going on. I was like, this time I was really determined. Oh, we need to get this right now. We need to record those songs, record an EP, so basically shorter play, started recording, and I was just like, I had this all vision planned out, like how we were gonna do this. Yeah. So what happened next? One day I was on my way back home, and the band members sent me a very long voice note. Mm. I listened to it, and what they had to say, I try to remember. It's been a long time. They basically told me that they had been feeling that this isn't feeling right. They didn't like it at all. They had been feeling this way for a very long time, and I was pissed. I was really, really, really pissed. But first, I was in shock. I was like, okay, what is going on? But next day, the anger hit really hard. It took some time for me to get over it But eventually, when we were talking about that situation, uh, at that time, I thought that in a way I thought that at least I was in a way a leader because at least I took a lot of responsibility about how the things went forward. I wouldn't say that they didn't do that at all, but I thought at that time that I was taking the most responsibility. So for that reason, what I realized that if I was a leader in that group, it was my responsibility to be aware about that, to be aware about those communication issues going on there. And even if we exclude the fact that I was the leader, uh, I was the most pushy one. I was the most one. Okay, we need to do this. They had a few times they were, we want to do something else. No, no, no. I think this is the best idea that we go with this way. This way, I think it's best that we finish this and then we move on. And I think it was at the same time my responsibility to would have been listening to them and make sure that okay, so what is going on really? But I was so focused on my own agenda that I forgot that this is a team effort, not a solo effort only. And that's why I think a lack of responsibility can lead to a lot of pain, suffering, and bitterness if you don't really understand how much you, in the end, can control the things that can happen to you and don't happen to you, and focusing on what you can do instead of falling into that trap of uh, self-imposed helplessness. It can you can unnecessarily do a lot of damage to yourself if you don't understand how important it is for you to take responsibility about things that you can control and about the things that you are gonna do and leave the rest outside of your zone of control.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I think it's very important that today we're gonna talk about responsibility.
Yes, sir. And understand that I know this story. I remember this story.
Mm,
And I vividly remember the first time he told me about this
mm,
because for him, it was so clear that everything was all right,
mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
For you, it was, hey, everybody's okay. Everybody's all right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and that what hit me. That totally took me off guard. I was like, "Whoa, what is going on? What is this?"
Exactly. So that is the perfect example of you thinking and the actual truth, how it's going.
Mm,
And that's why, for example, the intro and outro that I have done, yeah, we don't, I know a little bit of everything.
mm,
The intro and outro that we have done, I've asked strangers. I've asked people that I'm not very familiar with them,
mm,
but I know that I can trust them in a way that they don't have any interest on us.
mm,
And I'll ask them, hey, is this intro good? Hey, is this music good? Are the colors right? Are they? I'll ask all these stuff, not because they are professionals,
mm,
but the fact that my opinion doesn't actually matter if the viewer, the podcast viewer, or the podcast listener is not satisfied
mm.
with that. It doesn't goddamn matter to me.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the best intro could be the worst intro for the
Mm,
viewers, right?
mm,
So therefore, I always there is a guy named Michael Artisan. If I don't,
mm,
I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but he's a very smart guy. He was before he was an Air Force guy. Then he made an Instagram networking thing a biggest thing ever, and now he has all these bikini contests that he hosts. He is a great podcaster. He has all these statistics. Like he's a great guy with a great guy's knowledge.
mm.
He has so much statistical knowledge. And if you want to actually learn about the life and the probabilities and possibilities, that he's the right guy. And I remember when and he said about this I lost my train of thought now. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Always. There's we were talking about the responsibility.
responsibility.
Then we were talking about the
You were talking
truth.
about
Yeah, be yourself thing.
yes.
It was a great example because he said that being yourself or being yourself, follow your passion. That's actually bullshit
Yeah.
if you want to succeed.
Oh
That's
yeah.
actually an utterly bullshit
Mm,
if you want to succeed. Why? Because it doesn't fucking matter who you actually think you are.
Mm,
What matters is what kind of product can you do? What
mm,
kind of value can you bring?
exactly. Exactly.
Do you know that there is a guy, I don't remember his name, but he generated $2 billion revenue by cleaning diapers. Basically,
How much?
$2 billion. Yeah,
$2 billion. $2 billion.
the nine zeros behind that. Nine zeros. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a good money to me. $2 billion generated revenue by cleaning diapers,
He's been cleaning a lot of diapers.
cleaning shit.
Cleaning
Do you
shit.
think that he wanted to actually, that was his passion? You know what? I'm gonna wake up today and I will clean shit.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
couldn't,
not.
I couldn't imagine in many years.
Yeah, but it's not his passion, but he gave something. He brought value and took care of a
Mm,
need that people had. And therefore, that's why he generated that much.
yeah.
If you want to actually have a great advice, is that become the best that you can possibly be. Physically, emotionally, socially, financially, the best that you can possibly be.
Mm,
And actually try your best. Actually try your best. Don't be those that you tried once and didn't go well and then you don't try it again. Don't be that guy.
mm,
And the second thing is that understand what people want. Understand what people need. And because you understand what people need, the diaper, for example, nobody wants to do it.
mm,
I know I don't want to clean shit,
mm.
but he did.
Yeah.
He took care of it. And what happened? He generated $2 fucking billion.
Yeah. That's very
That
good money.
that is a good money.
Yeah. I have heard this saying from a coach that purpose is a luxury.
Purpose.
Purpose.
Ah,
We're talking
yeah,
about that purpose, that almighty purpose.
yeah,
Oh, I have the one purpose.
yeah.
I know this is what I will become. Actually, this reminds me of there was a monologue somewhere in the Oscars right after the 9/11 hit. Tom
Mm,
Cruise was having a monologue about like yeah, he was describing like he was watching that TV where the airspace rockets were launching into space. He was like, at that moment, I knew I'll be an astronaut. I don't remember the details of the monologue, but right after he was talking about watching some movies, at that moment I knew I will be a actor. But that surprisingly that lingered.
yeah.
But the point is that your purpose can change throughout the years because your values change and your behavior follows
Yes,
as a
sir.
consequence.
Yes, sir.
So even if you, at this point, listeners, whoever's listening, if you think your purpose is a musician, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a musician. Go ahead, be a musician. A musician, if that is what you want to do. But don't put too much emphasis on it because it might change over time. And even if you make it, at some point you might not realize that hey, maybe this isn't the thing I want to do after all.
Yeah.
Even if you manage to achieve all the things, many musicians actually have done. Finnish musicians, or well, just Finnish musicians, but many other definitely have at some point noticed. Hey, like for example, this first that comes to my mind is Finnish musician PMMP, this singer. Anyways, uh, and eventually she quit the band and she went to study in university in USA
Mm,
after having very successful musician here in Finland.
yeah.
So that just highlights more important, at least for a man, is to have a mission.
Yeah.
That's what the point is. Like that man who was cleaning diapers,
Yeah.
2 billion. He didn't like it. He didn't want to do it. Most likely, he didn't care at all.
No.
Okay, but
No.
oh yeah, I get to clean diapers, man! Hell yeah, it feels good. Like I cannot imagine any point like in front of the class, everyone. I want to clean diapers.
Yeah.
you
Nobody
know,
gonna say
you
that.
know, nobody is gonna ever say that. I would like to be the first one to hear someone be. My passion is to clean shit. Like no, no, like almost like to me. Like I saw a long time ago this commercial about diarrhea, and I was thinking like, is there really an expert for diarrhea? Like I was like, what? I was just dumbfounded. I was. Oh, how
Uh,
are you serious? Like, come on, I'm not judging, but I was like, still, like, come,
Come on.
damn,
God damn.
damn. How did you end up in that situation? Like, I am an expert at diary.
Yeah, what? Did you catch a diarrhea when you was young and never had?
Did you have a trauma or
Yeah,
something?
did you have a trauma or something? Or were you the expert of diarrhea because you had it so often?
Did you have so many friends who had diarrhea or what? Every friend for some reason coming to your place.
No.
I have a diarrhea. Man, I know you're so good at it, so please help me. Oh man. But we are digressing a bit. But anyways, the point is that the mission is what matters and it can change throughout the years.
Yes.
And that's as long as you have something that keeps you going and
Yeah.
keeps you going and makes you seem that okay, so this is the man I want to be. This is the person I want to be, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Still.
For this, what Puru is talking about is a great book called David Data, The Way of Superior Man.
Mm,
And I highly recommend if you want to actually know yourself, know the masculinity, know the
mm,
role of
mm,
masculinity, know how a man should be treating women and how a woman should be treating a man, and all these things as a man that you want to know. I highly recommend to read that book, and I highly recommend to actually look at the things that he talks about it, because that book for me it had resonated so much. For
mm,
example, this purpose thing.
mm,
He told this exact same thing that you're telling,
mm,
but just in a different way.
mm.
That your purpose is not some big thing. Maybe it is. Maybe for some reason it is.
Yeah,
But your purpose is kind of like he explained it in a way like it's not a clear path.
yeah.
But I remember the analogy of it. It's like an onion, and the onion has layers,
Mm,
right? And the layer is, for example, that at that particular time your values are for this layer,
mm,
and that layer is peeled off. You have succeeded in that, or
mm,
that is not in your case
mm.
anymore important for you because something has happened in your life that has changed.
Yeah.
Now the next layer is for this, and the next layer is for that, and the next layer is for this. But it can don't get me wrong, it can still have the same like theme,
Oh
just
yeah.
different things in that
Oh
theme.
yeah. It just takes a different approach towards that.
Exactly. For example, you want to be a leader of hyper successful business. Let's say, for example. Well, for leadership, you have to learn so many things. How do you do it? Well, you do it by going through hell. You go through hell by actually experiencing what it means to be a leadership, what it actually means
Mm,
to have responsibility over everybody, to take accountability for everybody, and to be the man who sets example as a leader.
in both in good and bad.
Yeah, in both and bad, both in good and bad.
Yes.
So if you go through that, then you become a successful leader, right?
Mm,
So therefore, it doesn't take just one clear path to do it. Your purpose is that you want to be a great successful leader, but your other purpose at that moment is how can I become great communicator?
mm,
There's not a leader who is not a great communicator, the actual leader.
yeah.
Or how can I set an example? Or how can I interact in a way where actually leaders interact? What kind of knowledge do I have? Like
Mm,
these are like steps, like a layer. You peel that layer. Now, okay, now I know how to communicate. That layer is off. Now I know how to do this thing. I know knowledge. I have knowledge
mhm.
about this. Now that layer is off.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that analogy because it also describes the very fact that at some point you might end up realizing, hey, maybe I don't want to be a leader. I don't
Yeah.
like that responsibility side. I don't like taking that shit from them. I don't like that blah 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 blah. So every I have this is really great quote that every level has a new devil.
Yes, sir.
And if we take that analogy, every onion layer has a new challenge.
Yes,
At
sir.
some point, you might realize, even if you are able to kind of overcome it to deal with it, you might notice, hey, this isn't actually something I like. I don't really care about this. Well, of course, if you need to do that, you do it anyways. But at some point, you might realize, hey, okay, I thought this was my purpose, but hey,
Yes,
so
sir.
I don't think so anymore.
And this is great that you said that because I can showcase you now a thing. just imaginary thing over there. It's like when you are reaching for some goal, and the goal is here. Let's say, for example, the goal is right here, right? And you start over here. You're far away. And when you start, it doesn't go like this, right? The
Mm,
goal is
mm,
over here. It's not linear.
mm,
There's no fucking way that you just take the right steps and and you get to a goal as you wanted
mm,
or the purpose that you want.
mm,
For example, getting in a great physical shape. It's not a just a straight line that okay, if I do this, this, and this, it will go like this. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different way of it. So how it goes? It goes like this. First, you start strong. Then it's down. And this is the moment where everybody quits. This is the actual moment where everybody quits. You see a little bit of the results, but you still are going down. You feel sad. You don't like it. You're tired. You're depressed. You're whatever the case may be. And this is the moment where it defines when
mm,
you're lowest. Like,
mm,
okay, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to do it. I don't need to do it. I'm good. I'm healthy.
mm,
And
mm.
for work for getting into physical shape, but it means for business, it means for relationship, whatever the case.
Oh yeah.
It has the same effect. It starts strong, then it goes like this in a bad way. Then, if you get over this point, the goal is over here. So then it starts a little bit to get better, better, and better and better
Mm.
until you reach, and just before you reach, it's a little bit down
Oh yeah.
because at the last moment, it gets hard because you are reaching at that goal. So, with this in mind, understand that what you actually want will
Mm,
take time. That is
mm,
worth having.
mm. I would like to continue with that same analogy. You were describing that it's like a line. It's not a straight line, right?
No.
So it basically goes like this. Goes down, 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 down. At this point, it describes where you're gonna go next,
Yeah.
how you handle the struggles.
Yes.
But the thing is, like some people do go backwards.
Yeah.
But the point is actually the problem comes that some people might go towards the goal, but they experience that they're going the separate way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a big struggle for some people that they don't understand that they might be actually going towards the goal, but they experience they're going away from it because they had a few struggles. They weren't perfect. So
Yeah.
now we have a problem. They weren't perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That that
What
that
we can do?
yeah. What can we do? So how do we counteract that? Is very important for each person to understand that even if you experience that you're not going the way as you want to, it doesn't mean that you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
As long as you have a clear goal, you have a clear strategy to go that way, and you're consistent, you
Mm.
do what you can do, and stop worrying about too much about the things you cannot control.
Yes, sir.
Then it's very likely that even though you experience that you're doing something like this, it might be that you're going maybe okay, bit up, but still coming consistently towards that goal,
Yeah.
and that's what matters.
And let me clarify something. Like for example, if you want to become good with ladies, or good with in business, or good at fitness, or whatever the case may be, it it can never the progress can go like this, but the knowledge cannot go like this. You don't go
Mm,
backwards in knowledge. It's
mm,
impossible.
mm,
If you experience down and you get that you experience and you get from that up, you do this. Your knowledge stays here. It doesn't go like this. It
mm.
cannot. It's impossible,
That is true.
right?
That is true.
How you can become dumber?
If you hit your head enough,
Exactly. Or the only way is, God forbid, it's something happens to you, like brain damage or
car accident
car
or
accident. Or,
suicide.
so, well, don't do it.
Yes, but
But
that's actually at least a final way to get rid of
yeah,
it.
that's the final way to go back to the beginning.
Yeah, like all the way. It goes through the wall.
That's a fine way to go from the beginning.
That's
That's
a sure
that's
way.
a sure way.
Fireproof way.
That's a fireproof way. You cannot argue that. However, the point that I'm trying to make, and Puri is trying to make, is the progress is not linear. You will not have a linear progress, and more so, you will have a personal way of having that progress. we both, me and Puri, we are not naturally this kind of guys. Like
Oh,
you can see in the video that we are looking big guys. But if you go back a few years,
oh my God, how scrawny I was.
I mean, we still have a video that we always. I hope you don't find it, but there is a video on Instagram.
Actually, I do hope you find it because you can just see how far
Yeah, about
same
three
time,
years ago.
3 years ago.
Was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years now.
3 years ago, the difference from then and now
Mm,
for Puri, for
mm.
example, just 3 years. He hasn't worked like 10 years about it.
No, 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 no.
Just 3 years. And in just 3 years, you can see the difference. He was a scrawny stick.
This chronistic a very good description. That's a very accurate description
I'm
about it.
not even joking.
No, no,
That's the
no, no.
problem.
That is true. That is true. That is so true because that wasn't even the only thing. Like not just my scrawniness, but also the body language, all those things. That really hit me hard.
Yeah.
I was trying to alternate between slang and like the usual way of using the language. What is it right there?
Uh,
And
the the political way,
general,
general
the
way.
general
Yeah.
language. I was using that slang and general language. I didn't know which way to go. That was horrible. Listening to that. Also, the body language was like, "What? What are you doing, man? What are you doing, man?" And that scrawniness was just the tip on the iceberg.
Yeah. So from there, he has worked all these things. He has done all these things. He has pushed himself beyond that. And now you look at him. He's actually in good shape. He's in actually don't mind that he's not wearing like tight shirt that you can see his muscle, but he's actually in good shape right now.
Oh yeah.
So he can tell you. I can tell you. I didn't have a linear goddamn progress. It was okay. The advantage that I had was that I was always athletic.
Mm,
Like I actually, my father, I have to bless him for this.
mm,
He put us so young. When I was just a tiny, I learned how to kick a ball before I learned how to walk.
mm.
I played so much football. Yeah, we call football. How about that? It's not soccer. God damn
Oh
it.
my
Uh, we learned, me and my brother, we learned so young the football, and then afterwards wrestling. Me and my brother, we wrestled a lot as kids, but then we didn't realize how much it helped because it helped with the foot placement, footwork, and
God.
and coordination,
Motor
and
skills, yeah.
yeah, and body control. It helped so much that when we got to the other sports, we saw the difference. It was
Mm,
so easy us to dominate in that sport, for example.
mm. Yeah, I can see that.
So from that early age, we had that advantage. But don't get me wrong, we still had a lot of work that I had to put in, still a lot of hours at the gym, still a lot of things that you have to go through uh, in order to get in that physical shape that you want.
And I think I firmly believe actually that easy linear success, progress, whatever, you take that for granted.
Yes, sir.
If that comes easy, you're gonna think, "Oh, that was that easy."
Yeah.
Okay,
We don't,
you don't even think about it. Okay, it just came,
and
and it goes.
and the best way to see that people don't respect you and you don't respect yourself. If you got it something easy, then you don't respect them. For example, now this is a hot topic, but I
Oh,
will say that's why women who sleep with a lot of men are not respected. Not because they are not smart, not because they don't know what they're doing, but because it comes easy to them. For a woman, it's easy to have a lot of sex.
mm,
It's very easy. For men, it's not.
yeah,
As a man, you have to become something in order to have a lot of sex. You
mm,
you just you are there is no way in shape or form that you can, especially today's age, that you can become you can be a loser and have a lot of ladies. There's no way. You can be a woman, a loser, and still get a lot of sex. So that's why people, not just men, but people in general, don't respect ladies who sleep with a bunch of men
mm,
because it comes easy to them. And that is the same thing, for example, why we don't respect people who take drugs in roided competition, for example. We don't respect them because when they take roids, it's just in a cheat code to get more muscle.
Mm.
That's why we don't respect that. Or what whatever. What was the yeah? For example, if you're born in a family where there's a lot of money, like
Mm.
father has a business and it generates hundred millions of dollars a year, and then he gives you the blueprint and he invests in your business, and then your business takes off. We don't
Mm.
respect, as a human beings, we
Mm.
don't respect that, not because he hasn't succeeded and he hasn't made it,
Mm.
but because of the fact that it came so
Yeah.
easy to him.
Yeah, the foundation isn't that firm. So,
Yeah,
just a little win.
yeah. That's why everybody respects fighters. You like them or you hate them, you have tremendous respect because in a
Yeah.
fighting game, nothing is easy.
Yeah, and respect is the one that kind of thing that can happen against your will. You
Yeah,
can you don't have to like a person in order to respect him.
yes. And that is the and I know maybe you can argue that nah, that's not true, that's not true, especially in the ladies. Prove me wrong. Come over here, send me a message or send Puri a message. Come over here, we
Mm.
can discuss about it.
Our virgin knows everything.
Yeah, I'm a virgin, but I've read a lot,
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
I am a virgin.
Yes,
Damn it,
you are. Yes, you are.
I am a virgin.
Yeah, 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 man. You are a virgin.
You see what they did? You see, even the last episode, I was bamboozled like this.
You're asking for it.
I'm not asking. I'm not.
You are asking for it. Every
Jesus
time you get
Christ.
triggered. We just
Jesus Christ. A man cannot be a virgin on this day and age.
well,
Especially if he's a young, attractive, good-looking, tall, and smart, good in good shape, can beat so many asses, man, kind of man, and he has money to cover it. He cannot be a virgin. How is that
I
possible?
have nothing against being virgin, but just the simple fact is that you're not a virgin.
How do you
Are
mean?
you a virgin because you say you are? Are you a virgin because you feel like you're not?
I identify as a virgin.
No, we're not gonna talk about that. You cannot say that. You cannot say that. Oh my God, there goes the line. Oh my God. You identify as a virgin. That's why you are a virgin. Now I understand you. Now I understand what you're going after.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I identify as a
Oh my.
virgin.
You feel like a
Yeah,
virgin.
I feel like
You feel like a virgin. Oh my God.
oh
Oh
man.
my God. Oh my. That was a plot twist I didn't see coming, but hey, that was from that perspective I understand.
Of course, of course. But yeah, I am a virgin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, uh, basically, we were talking about the respect that we gain from the things that are hard to get.
Mm,
And what is the truth? The
mm,
truth is that the best things you can have in life are the hardest things to get.
mm,
That is the absolute truth. If you want to have something great or something good in your life, it will not come easy. It will come so hard. Takes time. It takes effort. It takes determination. It takes discipline. Like there are moments that you feel like, you know what? I'm not doing this today. I cannot. I will not. I'm not interested. I have zero interest. I have zero respect for it. I don't have nothing else. But if you still go and do it, then you will get it. Simple as that. You want to become physically fit, you have to wake up every day and work towards it. You want to become rich, you have to work every day towards it. You want to become good with ladies, you have to wake up every day and become good at it. How you become? By actually doing the work. What is the work? Simple. With ladies, you gain experience by actually talking to ladies. There are not some gurus and there are not some shortcuts in any way, shape, or form that will
mm,
lead you to get
mm,
more ladies.
mm.
You can learn things like, okay, maybe this is better to say than this, but ultimately you have to go and do it.
Yeah, and I think one thing every single, oh, okay, not every single person, I'm overgeneralizing, but like majority of people do overlook about this whole process of you.
Yeah.
getting the outcome. They totally ignore the importance of taking that path itself.
Yeah.
They're so keenly focused on, oh, I need to get this, I need to get this one outcome, whatever it is,
Yeah.
getting laid, getting rich, whatever it is. They forget that this section right here, that's what matters, because that
Yes, sir.
determines your character. It defines who you become in order to have that thing.
Yes, sir.
And I have actually have a very great example. I was working in a door-to-door job actually this year, early summer, and anyways,
I feel for you, bro.
oh my, let's not go there. Let's not go there. So, but anyways, I had this supervisor, really great guy in a way. Uh, we were talking about I remember the interview. I remember being hired at the spot, and I remember he asked me what made you apply here. He told me that I told him that self development. I firmly believe that self development is really important, because if you don't go forward, you're gonna go backwards, and then what happens is regression. So therefore, I told him, "Hey, self development is my key value," and he said, "Yeah, actually, that was the same reason why I applied here." Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. What happened next was that we were in a car, right, about to get prepared for the meeting with the client. He told me that, yeah, actually, I just have started about a few weeks or a few months ago. I was like, okay, so you're not that experienced as a supervisor. You're not that experienced in this job. Yeah, I started from what is it called? Like those stores where a customer arrives to you, not the other way around.
The hardware store, I think.
Hardware store. Anyways, that kind of thing. He
Yeah.
was working there. That was his latest salesman experience job. So this was the first time he was doing a direct sales job.
But he was a super.
He was a
But he was a
supervisor. He had
supervisor.
negotiated his way to the position with his friend, thanks to his network. Anyway, so okay, cool. You had to start from somewhere. Anyways, fine. I had no. I was a bit alarmed at that point, but this was the thing that I was like, whoa. So we were with the client. He was talking about whatever, and he told me this based on my 1 year experience here. Blah 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 blah. Whatever he told next. But the point that was really bothering me, he told me he had been working there for 2 months, and to client he was telling the other things. Tell me, Ideal, where does the self-development section come in?
I don't know.
I was like,
I don't know.
I was asking him like, so why are you lying? It's easier to build authority that way. And you say the self-development is your core value. How the hell, how the fuck do you say that your core value or whatever is self-development when you tell me that and then you call the client and lie about home security service? Not just that you're going door to door, which is already very difficult. We're talking about home security, and you lie to client about your job experience after actually being much less experienced in your position, and then you say, "Oh, based on my 1 year experience," after you have only a few weeks or a few months of experience. That doesn't tell me that you do put self development on high pedestal.
No.
And,
No.
and that's why the reason I'm telling this story, I think that's pretty obvious, but still many people take that for granted because they're so focused. Oh, I need to get 100 ladies per month or year, blah, 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 blah. They don't understand that there is a price to pay about that.
Yes, sir.
And you need to figure out the best way to get there. Not just that you can get what you want, but also how you get there. That key word is how
Yes, sir. And
and who you need to become.
you're saying the absolute truth that in order to get what you want, that is great, you have to become that person
Mm,
who deserves it.
mm,
And I always say it like this: God is watching you all the damn time,
mm,
all the time, in good, in bad, indifferent. And because He's watching you all the time, He's testing you all the time with the good, with the bad, and with the indifferent.
mm.
Now, when something bad happens to you, He's testing your character. When something good happens to you, it's testing your character. It always goes like this because you can read a lot of things that when people get what they want, they change
Mm,
all around. They are not the same person.
mm,
So how is that possible? Well, it's possible because he didn't know what it's like to have that thing.
mm,
After he got that thing, he got blurred out. He doesn't think straight.
mm.
For example, let's say there is a virgin guy. That's me. And
I can say.
that's great. That's great.
Oh my God, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's
That
me.
was a good one.
And all of a sudden, I start to have a bunch of sex and I become oversexed.
That's virgin.
No, no. If that happens, this is hypothetical.
Oh, of course it is. Oh.
And it happens that I start to have a lot of sex. The virgin has to start to have a lot of sex quickly. Like it doesn't take a lot of time.
Mm,
So he hasn't built anything to secure that,
mm,
okay, he has deserved this, that he can get a lot of ladies.
mm,
What happens is he gets deluded by the idea of what is actually going on.
mm,
And that's maybe the most dangerous part because when you don't have it, you don't know what it's like.
mm,
But when you do have it and you haven't worked about it, you haven't deserved it.
mm,
Now God is testing you. How will you react to it? Will you take care of that? Now, for example, if you have now I will flip it. You're a virgin and you worked so hard in every way, social, financial, looks, in like family, like everything. And you have worked to a point where if you meet a lady, there is a high chance that she will go back to your place. Because when you are at particular time, you have your own place, you have your own stuff, you get your shit together, and everything is okay.
mm,
Maybe not perfect, but it's okay.
mm. Doesn't need to be perfect.
No, 80% is perfect.
Yes.
80% of everything about you is perfect. Now, you get to that point. Now, the God gives you that. He gives you that blessing because God wants to, or universe, or whatever the case you believe,
Yeah.
it wants to give you those blessings, but he cannot give you them if you don't actually prove that you want them, if you don't actually become that person that actually deserves them.
Mm,
Now you become that. Now God gives you that blessing. What happens next? Next happens that how do you react to it? Are you still keeping yourself in good shape? Or are you still keeping your financials in good state? Or are you still making shit happen? Or are you still that man? Or
mm.
does this sound familiar? You get with a woman and you get comfortable.
See.
Does this sound familiar to anybody? You get with a woman, and all of a sudden, everything feels much more comfortable. Everything feels much more safer. There is nothing that you want actually as an ambitious man. If you are ambitious or if you want in life something,
Mm.
you don't actually want it anymore. You start to gain weight. You can see it when people get married, men start to gain weight. Have you seen that? That's actually proven. And you can see it when a guy gets married. That's usually how it goes. And well, it's the whole thing that women don't want then he to become a potential partner for everybody else. So she starts to feed him more and more food. So he becomes unattractive to other women.
Who?
But this is a
Who?
different story. What I'm talking about is that then God is testing you with a blessing. He gives you that blessing. Now you have to prove to God that you are worthy of that blessing. You take care of still your stuff and you still take care of that woman that God has blessed you with. And from there, God will say, okay, you know what? He has proven to himself by becoming that man. And then he has proven to himself that he can actually take care of this blessing. Let me give him another. So then he gives you another woman, or he gives you a better woman, or he gives you a woman that you didn't think that you want, but you actually wanted, or you learn something about yourself or about woman. Like I'm just taking an example about woman. But you can take example, for a business.
Hmm.
You want a car, let's say. I'm going now on a rant, but
Hey,
fuck it.
go ahead, go ahead. You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll.
You're on a roll.
You want a car, a Ferrari, for example, or not a Ferrari. Let's say
Lamborghini,
Lamborghini.
Tesla.
No, man.
No,
No.
not Tesla.
Respect to Nikola Tesla and respect to Elon Musk. But fuck the electric car.
No,
Um, what I'm talking about.
Skoda.
Let's no.
Let's just go all the way. We don't care.
Let's
So,
let's say you want some car that is a little bit higher, like BMW M3 or M5, my bad, because M3 is maybe a little bit, but M5, it costs about few few hundred few 10Ks, few
I don't know.
10Ks, like something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but you have to work for it. Now you work for it. You have proven yourself to God that okay, now you deserve that blessing. The God gives you that blessing. Okay, there you go. Now, when He gives you that blessing, He wants to actually know, are you taking care of that car? Right? Does that make sense? Like,
Mm,
He gives you this great car for some people, and great, maybe not great for somebody else. But in general, when people see that car, they will say, okay, that's a great
mm,
looking car. And it goes pretty fast. So,
mm,
but I'm taking an example. You can take
mm,
an example in anything. He gives you that car. You take care of that car. Then he goes, okay, he's actually taking care of that car. You are proving to God, not just to you and not just to everybody else, but to even to a God who is looking at you all the time. And he's saying like, okay, he has deserved this. And he deserves another blessing because he has taken care of this blessing that I gave him.
mm,
So you will get another car because usually that's how it goes, if you know what I'm saying.
mhm,
You will get
okay.
another car. And then if you take care of that also, then you will get another car. And that's how it goes. What I'm trying to tell you with this is that there is an unlimited amount of blessings, great blessings, but you have to actually go and earn it and earn it in the right way, not by scamming people, not by selling drugs, not by doing illegal shit that you ain't supposed to do. For example, backstabbing people. Maybe that's not in law illegal, but that's immoral
Mm,
in any case. Let's say, I'm gonna go, let's say me and Peru are doing a business and we are generating 100K, but I'm I'm running the account. He just knows the earnings, but does he really know? What about if
mm.
I run the account, we get 150K, but I'll tell him that we got 100K.
You say.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm backstabbing you and I'm making more money, yes, but I'm proving then that I don't deserve this.
yeah,
And in somewhere, shape, or form, I will get backstabbed.
yeah. And the karma is a bitch.
Karma is a bitch.
Like, most likely the consequence of that is like even if you got away with it, somehow, me knowing that you did,
Yeah.
what do you think is gonna happen in the business world?
Yeah. Then after the word gets out in a business world, like, especially, nobody wants to work with you.
Yeah, of course. Or of course you could be manipulative, and that's a different story. Some psychopaths even do have that skill to make things seem different from what they actually are. But that's a totally different subject. But anyways, we assume that we don't have any psychopaths here, sociopaths here. So for that reason, we would assume that the rumors run fast, the truth, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. What matters is what other people think, right? So in the business world, especially
Yeah.
for the most part. So now the rumor runs that hey, Idealis is this and this and this kind of dude, and he does this and this and this to his these partners. So why would you like to associate yourself with someone, even if there is a small risk, but it is a significant risk?
Yes, sir.
Because trust is in the is in a way it's the capital
Yeah,
of
loyalty.
business world
Yeah, loyalty.
and capital. Yeah,
I'll say loyalty because trust, um,
trust and loyalty.
trust is more of a thing that you can buy in a certain way.
Well,
I believe so.
we're talking, it depends really how you define trust.
Yeah, but I
What do you
believe,
take into account when you're talking about trust?
yeah,
Because I'm just talking about trust between people, which is well deserved,
yeah, yeah,
based on the things that they have showcased from their behavior, from their experience, and those kind of things, value stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
kind of thing.
Because trust and loyalty is a bit different,
Mm.
but it has the same components, right?
Yeah.
Trust is more of a, yeah, I trust you and you trust me.
Mm.
But loyalty is that if I trust you and you trust me, we still have to showcase it time and time again.
Okay. Okay.
I believe in that, right?
Okay. I basically, yeah.
And I believe in that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little bit off, but that's how I look at things.
Yeah.
That trust, that's why I say trust can be bought
Yeah.
because of the fact that you can scare them to trust you, right?
Well, yeah. We're just
Right?
using the different title.
Yeah. But basically, what I'm no, what I'm trying to say that, but loyalty is a little bit different, right? Because you can be the most trustful person, but still not be. Well, you can. No,
But can bodyguards be loyal at the same time? It's their duty to be loyal.
exactly. But
At the same
maybe,
time,
yeah, maybe they don't like appreciate you as a human being,
uh,
but you paid them, and now they have to do their job.
how that is that you say that trust is something that can be bought, and you're talking about loyalty being bought. So what is the separation now?
I'm doing the separation because the trust they have is based on something external. That's how I believe. But loyalty is more of an internal thing.
Deserving.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
I
see.
believe in that
I
kind
see.
of
I
thing.
see. I see. I
You get
see.
what I'm saying? But
And now I see what you're
I
saying.
try to explain it with so many
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now I see. Now I
so
see what
many
you're saying.
ninja ways.
The king of segways.
No, somebody else is actually king of segways. He's from
Oh,
New York, Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy.
oh,
He has also a YouTube, but maybe I will overtake him in the segway thing.
you never know.
You never know. You never know.
Never say
But yeah,
never.
could you look what topics did we have we missed?
Well, I think like no matter the amount of things we discussed, we have discussed pretty a lot, and I think if we would start talking about something new, we would spend another hour here.
Yeah, true, true.
So I think we managed to cover enough things to leave the cliffhanger,
Right.
no, we have so much to look forward to. You have so much to look forward to in the next episodes. I think we're just gonna quit it here.
Got you.
We're done.
Got you. And remember to like, to comment, to subscribe, and more importantly, to enjoy this. Because I just told Puri before we started that we don't actually know what's going to happen in the YouTube world or in the Spotify world because we are not employees there. We are not like we haven't written a contract where they cannot fire us. They can say in any particular way and shape or form that, hey, you're doing something that we don't like, it's not good for us, we don't want nothing to do with you. We out.
Mm.
And we then out. And we're doing this because of the fact that we want to do it. We
Mm.
don't need to do it.
Yeah.
We both are doing shit outside of this, so don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Don't this
Yeah.
is not the ultimate thing that we do.
No, no, no. So, if you had any thoughts that you raised during this conversation, shoot down in the comment section below. And yeah, we're looking forward to hear any comments you have about this episode, whatever you thought. Did you like it? Didn't like it?
Sure.
As long as you have something to say.
Yeah. And if you actually want to talk about it, shoot a DM. Instagram, you can
Oh
see it
yeah.
in the outro.
Oh yeah.
And the last thing, the only thing that you cannot say,
You cannot say that.
there you go.